Hello and welcome to this edition of Arlington Public News. I'm Akriti Jagmohan, in for Michelle Marino.
And I'm Paul Werlin.
At Arlington Public News, we bring you stories of interest to Arlington and surrounding communities. In tonight's newscast, we'll tell you about an opportunity for residents to weigh in on the proposal for the Mugar Property. Police and the DA team up to fight opiate use, and we have traffic safety tips after another fatal pedestrian accident in town.
Plus, a preview of upcoming summer events and highlights from the Feast of the East and the Arlington Arts Alive block party. That and more coming up next. Please stay with us. Arlington residents are getting a chance to tell selectmen what they think about the proposed affordable housing project on the Mugar property. A selectmen's hearing is set to be scheduled for mid-July at Town Hall. Town officials plan to have Oak Tree Development present their plans for 219 housing units on the Mugar property, which lies between the Thorndike Field neighborhood and Route 2. Selectmen, the town manager's office, and the state delegation are uniformly against the project that would cover 7 of 17 acres of land due to flooding and traffic concerns. Selectmen and town officials recently toured the property with developers and Mass Housing. The agency can grant or deny a site eligibility request since the proposal falls under the state's 40B Affordable Housing chapter. They want to make sure they have input from all stakeholders before they file their opposition.
For the purpose of only inviting the developers, Oak Tree, to come and make a presentation that we'll ask for as much detail as we feel like they should provide, given the truncated schedule that we've been given. B, we'd allow stakeholders and community interest groups to present their points of view to the board and be present. And also this board could invite relevant commissions, boards, and town staff to make some presentation or be available to answer questions from all of you.
Denial of site eligibility requests from Mass Housing are rare. However, Arlington Town Manager Adam Chapdelaine tells APN he believes the town has a strong case based on its commitment to affordable housing and attempts to purchase and preserve the Mugar property. Comments to Mass Housing are due August 10th.
Arlington Police and the Middlesex District Attorney are teaming up in response to the growing opiate crisis. Police Chief Frederick Ryan noted 2 recent fatal overdose deaths in his presentation to Selectmen June 29th. He and DA Marion Ryan are doing more outreach, and police have started carrying Narcan to prevent overdoses. As APN intern Carrie Bresnahan reports, they hope a new prescription drug law will also prevent people from getting hooked on drugs.
It is a difficult topic to be here on, and one that I wish I didn't have to speak publicly about, but last week was a very difficult week. In Arlington, we had 3 overdoses, 2 of which were fatal. One was a 27-year-old male, the other was a 21-year-old young lady.
This makes 15 heroin overdoses in Arlington alone this year, 9 of which were revived with the use of the opioid-reversing drug Narcan. Additionally, an individual believed to be a heroin dealer was arrested in Arlington on June 24th. District Attorney Ryan outlined the initiatives coming from her office, including increased training for prescribers and strategies to limit ER prescriptions.
We have a piece of legislation that we hope people will be urging their representatives to support, which would limit the amount of opiates that you can get in an emergency room to a 72-hour supply. So you take a bad fall on Friday night, you break a bone, you go to the emergency room, we want you to be able to get opiates. You don't need 90 days worth, because we're finding those at the overdose sites.
Chief Ryan announced a new program that, as of July 1st, allows Arlington police officers to carry and dispense Narcan, and discussed how the police plan to work with the health department to get Narcan available in pharmacies. Specifically, they're focusing on reaching out to addicts and giving them the resources they need to get clean.
It was obvious to us after this last case that, we've got this list of names. Well, why aren't we contacting them? And they can, 2/3 of them won't talk to us. But that 1/3 that will listen to us and have a conversation that we can get some resources to and maybe make some inroads with them. And also, because we know that recovery, there are all these relapses, get Narcan into their home or, with their cohabitator or roommate or sibling or mother or father and maybe save a life that way.
Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker released a report from his opioid addiction task force on June 22nd, recommending a $27 million plan to combat drug addiction. Plans are also in the works for bipartisan federal support against the issue.
To set aside the stigma. You know, this image of a heroin addict that you may have or I may have from our experiences is no longer. This is the white picket fence. It's hit our community. If it hasn't impacted you or a friend, it likely will. And set aside the stigma. And if you or any member of the community watching or anybody here tonight think that you're aware of a person who's in need of some resources that we can help with, contact us. Our priority is saving lives. Yes, we're a law enforcement agency, and we take that responsibility seriously, and we will investigate and work with the DA's office to prosecute those that choose to make a business out of selling these drugs. But we're also about community policing and working with members of the community to get the resources that their friend or loved one may need to save their life.
For Arlington Public News, I'm Carrie Bresnahan.
An Arlington woman has died after being struck by a car on Massachusetts Avenue in Arlington Heights. Police say 77-year-old Helen Doyle was struck while crossing Mass Ave just before 9:30 Saturday night near Park Avenue. She was not in a crosswalk. Police spoke to a 76-year-old female driver from Brookline but has not filed any charges. This is the second time in a matter of months that someone has been killed while crossing Mass Ave. In March, 91-year-old William Dotson was hit by a car in East Arlington. Witnesses said he was in a crosswalk at the time. The driver in that incident was not charged. We have tips from Arlington Police on traffic safety, and APN intern Igu Leung spoke with East Arlington Livable Streets Coalition.
In light of recent pedestrian fatalities in Arlington, we asked for tips from the Arlington Police on traffic safety and spoke to the East Arlington Livable Streets Coalition on strategies for navigating and sharing the road.
We have motorists and bicyclists and pedestrians that are trying to share the roadway. You know, we ask motorists to do their job when they're in a car. You know, you're driving a 1,000, 2,000-pound motor vehicle. We're asking them that they concentrate, limit the distractions. We understand the distractions out there. Limit your distractions and focus on the job at hand, which is safely operating a motor vehicle.
We want our transportation system to work for people, not just primarily cars. And that's a shift in mentality. It's also a shift in how we do engineering and incorporate people into our designs of our communities and our roadways. So, you know, we have, in Arlington, we're blessed with having a public transportation system that, you know, can support transportation for a lot of people. That also brings more walkers and more bicyclists to access that transportation system, or walkers and bicyclists that use that as their main mode of transportation. And since we have such a multimodal community, it's important that we're able to provide for them safe ways to get around where they want to go.
You just can't assume these days that people know you're there or that, you know, they recognize that you're trying to make your way across the road. You need to really take the time, you know, and make that eye contact so you're sure that they know you're there.
For more information and updates on traffic safety, stay tuned to our website, news.acmi.tv. On behalf of Captain Flynn and Chad Gibson, for Arlington Public News, this is Igu Liang.
Now, Paul, it's really unfortunate that in just less than a year, there's been another fatality.
It is. It's you know, it's the busiest street in town, and we're hoping, of course, that once the improvements, at least in East Arlington on Mass Ave, are complete, that it will improve safety overall on the avenue. So we're hoping for that, and everybody needs to be careful. That's just the bottom line.
The Arlington Health Department, Recreation Department, and cops are making early connections with kids at HRC camp. This week, 1st through 6th graders learned about bicycle safety, played sports, and even learned how to be a witness in a potential crime.
I'm Erin Dixon here at the 6th Annual Health, Recreation, and Cops Camp with Arlington Health Department's Ivy LaPlante and Jim Feeney. Guys, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you for having us.
So could you first tell me a little bit about the camp?
Sure, the camp is in its 6th year now, and it involves collaboration from 3 awesome departments here in Arlington: the Health Department, the Recreation Department, and also the Arlington Police Department.
It's the HRC camp, which is the Health, Recreation, and Cops. So it's a 3-day camp, and we do a whole bunch of fun stuff, educational stuff. As far as the cops, we do like bicycle safety, stranger danger. I did a canine demo yesterday with my dog. The health department runs like health and safety stuff for the kids, and then the rec department organizes games, kickball, softball, and we do a whole bunch of activities. Okay. After our classwork, we break, and then we go down the res for an hour or 2 to go swimming to try to cool off, and then usually we'll come back in the afternoon and have an afternoon segment and finish up on some more safety stuff and police stuff.
And basically the kids rotate in and out of each department. And so for our health activities, we try to teach them about healthy nutrition, healthy exercise, kind of healthy body image, emotional health, physical health, stuff like that. The police do different safety items with them. So yesterday they learned about bike safety. Today they learned about how to be a witness in a crime and how to call 911, especially for the little ones. That was really important for them. And then we end the day by going to the res, and they get to run around and play in the lake, and they have a lot of fun doing it.
So how long has this camp been held, and how has it evolved?
This is the 6th year it's been held, and I think as you can see from the enrollment and the amount of kids here today that it's simply grown from year to year. I mean, word of mouth just about how much fun the kids have while they're here. You know, so we seem to get more kids each year. As you know, that it probably takes a lot of collaboration to bring 3 pretty different departments together to offer such an awesome experience, but over the years we've pretty much got it down pat, and also want to thank the Arlington Fire Department for providing a lot of the fun today. But I can't say enough to how much planning goes into this beforehand, and it's great to see the staff from 3 different departments get to work together to provide such a meaningful and fun experience.
So what do you hope that the kids gain from this program?
So most importantly, we want the kids to feel comfortable in dealing with the police officers. So if you have a problem when they're older, they feel comfortable speaking with us. And we have a lot of different programs through the police department that we do that and reach out to the schools on a daily basis. So I'm fortunate enough I have the dog, so I pretty much know most of the kids in town from going to different schools and doing the canine demos and the stranger danger stuff. But most importantly, just that the kids are comfortable in dealing with the police officers, so if they have a problem, they can come and talk to us about it.
I really hope that they learn that being involved in health and having fun doing it is kind of the best thing for them. The fact that they're with their friends and they can also see a positive side of the police force as well, that I think really helps tie the whole town together.
On behalf of the Arlington HRC camp and for Arlington Public News, I'm Erin Dixon.
As the summer takes off, so do the risks of heat-related health problems. In our last newscast, we focused on ways to prevent injury and accidents. This time, we focus on senior safety.
I'm Erin Dixon here at the Arlington Council on Aging with geriatric nurse specialist Mark Waxmonsky. Mark, thanks for talking to us today.
Hi, Erin. Thank you for having me.
Great. So what are some of the most important personal safety tips for seniors to keep in mind in the hot summer months?
So I think the most salient issue seniors have to think about when they're managing life throughout the summer is dehydration and staying cool. As we age, our body's ability to thermoregulate ourselves is kind of altered, so we're more at risk for dehydration and overheating.
I think the big thing is that stay out of the sun right in the midday. If you have to be in the sun, I might suggest this handy little device. It's an umbrella. Most of us only use an umbrella when it's raining, but it actually provides nice shade. It also protects our skin from the sun rays. We need to drink lots of fluids. By the time that you feel you're thirsty, it's beyond the point of needing water. So always, always drink as much fluid as you can.
And so if you feel like you are dehydrated, at what point do you need to seek medical help?
Certainly if you're starting feeling dizzy, fainting, certainly overwhelmingly weak, certainly contact your doctor. Have someone take you there, obviously, so you're not driving, you're not at risk for harming yourself or anyone else. And then if you're having a difficult time doing that, you can always call 911 and they can take you to the nearest urgent care or ER facility.
So in terms of food safety over the hot summer months, what is the best way to avoid, sickness for spoiling food, things like that?
So I think the highest risk is for if you're enjoying barbecues and outdoor activities where chicken and meats and even some certain salad varieties. It's important to keep those things at a certain temperature during the warm summer months. The recommendations for hot holding and cold holding, so foods that are considered potentially hazardous, such as meats and anything that has any type of raw ingredients, such as raw eggs, you want to keep 41 degrees and below, or if you want to keep it warm, it should be 140 and above for at least for an extended period of time, and then if it falls in between 41 and 140, it shouldn't be within that temperature range for more than 4 hours.
During these hot summer months, Mark, where can these seniors go to cool off?
So they can come here to the Senior Center, 27 Maple Street. They can also utilize Town Hall. They can go to the Robbins Library, the Fox Library down nearby the Capitol Theater, and then Capitol Theater itself serves as cooling stations. Air-conditioned seats, water, just a place to go if you're having difficulty maintaining your home. If it's too hot or don't have air conditioning, you can come down here to cool off.
We also have some transportation options. So many people think, well, it's too hot to walk to the senior center or to one of the cooling centers that you've mentioned. We do have a van that runs Monday through Friday, and for $1.50 each way, we can get you to the place that you need to be, preferably the senior center because that's our easiest. We can also take you to the doctor if things, if you need to get to a doctor's appointment. So come to the senior center, give us a call, and when in doubt, call 911.
On behalf of the Arlington Council on Aging and for Arlington Public News, I'm Erin Dixon.
With the 4th of July and summer getting into gear, you are no doubt making plans. Well, we've got some ideas for you. APN's Carrie Bresnahan gathered all of the local happenings for July, kicking off with Boston fireworks display and festivities at Arlington's Robbins Farm Park.
You can once again celebrate the 4th of July at Robbins Farm Park. Starting at 6 p.m. on Saturday, July 4th, come enjoy refreshments and live music from the Reminiscence. The highlight of the night, the Boston Pops fireworks display, will be simulcast on the big screen at 10:30 p.m. An outdoor art installation is returning this month. Cheerful Where You Sit is a reimagination of chairs and a fundraiser for Arlington Public Arts. The installation depends on the participation of community members who creatively transform an old chair. The chairs will be on display in Whitmore Park from Friday, July 10th to Sunday, July 12th. Come share your stories of creativity with True Story Theater. True Story Theater will help you explore the ways in which creativity helps nourish our lives and what blocks creativity. The event will occur on Friday, July 17th at 7:30 p.m. in the Arlington Center Yoga Studios, and the summer tradition of Shakespeare in the Park continues. New Rep's Classic Repertory Company will present a performance of A Midsummer Night's Dream on Sunday, July 19th at 5 p.m. at Robbins Farm Park. Spectators are encouraged to arrive early to get seats and to bring a picnic. Attention cat lovers, an unusual performance is coming to the Regent Theater later this month. The amazing Acrocats come to Arlington from Chicago to present a trained domestic cat show. The cats will ride skateboards, jump through hoops, and even run an agility course. The show will be in town from Thursday, July 23rd to Sunday, July 26th.
Robbins Farm Park is one of my favorite places in Arlington. I always like going there, especially looking at the view, and it's a great place to have festivities take place in town.
It's really great to see how the town's really geared up for the 4th of July and more events to come this season.
Absolutely. Well, plenty of summer festivities have already taken place in town. The annual Feast of the East celebrates East Arlington residents and businesses. We take a look at this latest segment of Julia Around Town.
Today we're at the Feast of the East in East Arlington, a community block party for the shops and businesses around here. There's all kinds of stuff going on, so we're going to see what's happening and how people are enjoying it. So we're here with some patrons of Feast of the East. What made you decide to come today?
Actually, it's happened by accident. We was heading to some store, and we actually just saw all these nice, exciting things going on around, so we decided to stop by. And it's great. We see many happy people, happy faces. Everybody's so excited to be here. Okay. It's beautiful live music. It's beautiful food. It's just made our day.
Have you been supporting Feast of the East while you've been here in East Arlington?
Yes, I have, for many years.
Okay, and what do you typically do during Feast of the East?
Well, Feast of the East, first of all, we contribute, and we we don't really do anything specific outside because we are busy working on Saturday. I'm trying to figure out what we can do. Some of my clients actually said I should be wearing a funky wig or something, but so we just meet and greet the people and welcome people in and say hello to old friends and new friends.
Like so much about Feast of the East that keeps you coming back.
I like Feast of the East because it's such a strong community event. We get to involve other businesses around Arlington, and people love free things, and they love to come with their kids and explore the neighborhood, and especially now with all the construction that's going on, we really wanted people to come down and check it out and not be afraid of it, to just enjoy the process with us.
For Arlington Public News, this is Julia Bloom.
Arlington also recently celebrated the arts. The 3rd annual Summer Arts Block Party took place on Saturday, June 20th. The free event is put by Arlington Arts Alive and featured live music, artisan booths, and activities for the whole family. Here's a look.
From Caroline to Alabama, on down the Georgia line, I've seen lots of pretty girls, but none as sweet as mine. As I put the miles behind me, with my headlights burning bright, gotta keep these big wheels rolling, I'm a-coming home tonight. I ain't got time to shoot the pinball or get the radar blues. Gotta keep these big wheels rolling, I'm a-coming home to you. Well, I know my baby's waiting, the sweetest ever seen. With big blue eyes that sparkle, she's a truck driver's queen.
Do you enjoy this party?
It's great, yeah. It's really nice when there are community events like this because we get out and can see people and get to know people in the neighborhood, and yeah, it's great. It's great.
So does he enjoy this party too?
He does, yeah. He's just old enough to start liking. He enjoys music and he likes watching kids and loves balloons and touching everything. Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Ziv.
With big blue eyes that sparkle, she's the sweetest ever seen. Gotta keep these big wheels rolling to my truck driver's queen. I ain't got time to shoot the pinball or get the radar blues. Gotta keep these big wheels rolling, I'm a-coming home to you. Well, I know my baby's waiting, the sweetest ever seen. With big blue eyes that sparkle, she's a truck driver's queen. I ain't got time to shoot the pinball or get the radar blues. Gotta keep these big wheels rolling, I'm a-coming home to you. Well, I know my baby's waiting, the sweetest ever seen. With big blue eyes that sparkle, she's a truck driver's queen. Thank you very much.
You know, Arlington really knows how to throw a party. That's one of the things I like best about this town. There's always something going on.
And I can't wait to see what they have for the rest of the season. Did you go for any of them yet?
You know, I almost every year go to Feast of the East, but I had to miss it this year, unfortunately. But every time I go, I eat way too much because the food is so good. So, but I'll go next year. Arlington Public News was interested in learning how you are celebrating this Independence Day. News intern Aaron Dixon and producer Dick Coolidge teamed up to find out, and yes, viewing fireworks is tops on the list.
I'm Erin Dixon here in Arlington Town Center asking residents what their plans are for the 4th of July weekend. So what are your plans for the 4th of July, Thomas?
Staying local as the weekend begins, if we can call this the beginning of the weekend. I'm meeting a friend for her birthday who's on the 4th. And then I think come the day itself, watch some of the ceremonies on TV, both local and national ceremonies that, you know, honor the country and the veterans and all that good stuff.
We are going to celebrate in Cape Cod.
We're going to the Cape. We are staying at my mom's, and then we're going to go out to the outer beach.
Great. Will you be seeing any fireworks?
there better be fireworks. So, yes.
While we're hanging around town, we're going to go to the Medford Boat Club. We're members over there, so that'll be fun. Do a little kayaking and swimming, cookout.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
I'm in from Minnesota, and we're going to go up to New Hampshire, up to Meredith.
Oh, that'll be nice.
For a few days, yeah, so it should be good.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard great things about the concert at the Esplanade, although there are 3.7 million people there, but I think we'll go.
Great.
And I might do some more biking, and I might go to the beach.
Well, I'm going to catch some fireworks on Friday, and then Saturday I'm going to celebrate the America with a cookout with the family and everything like that.
Wow, we are about to head up to upstate New York. My partner has a cabin on a Finger Lake in upstate, so we're getting ready to head up there and spend a fork.
So what are you guys going to do for the 4th of July?
We're gonna go on a vacation.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
You don't know? Are you going to see some fireworks?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you going to watch the fireworks too?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Eating any good food this weekend?
Oh, fantastic food. I'm associated with a lot of foodies, so the barbecue is going to be crazy, the salads, it's going to be great food, like I need that.
Well, we're going to go down McKinnon's down in Davis Square, pick up some good stuff, put it on the grill. They have great steak tips.
What's your favorite part of the 4th of July?
My favorite part of the 4th of July is fireworks. I love them. I love the loud bangs and everything, and it's just, I don't know, I love everything festive about it.
You seem very festive.
Yeah, I try. I like to live it up at work, and make everything exciting.
Coming together of friends and family. It's always a good time, always a festive time. Yeah, it's 2 things I love most in life, friends and family.
Arlington Public News is a production of Arlington Community Media and functions as a gateway for local participation in issues and events of interest to the community.
Check out our latest segments on the web at news.acmi.tv and like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Arlington Public. Join us next time for another edition of Arlington Public News. I'm Paul Werlin.
And I'm Akriti Jagmohan. See you next time.